Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. We are at the beginning of our Christmas crafting and I am so excited. I love Christmas. I hope you do too. I know a lot of you aren't ready yet, but it's coming. We can't fight it. Anyways, before we get to the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my sleepy Oliver. And if you're returning, you guys are the best. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number 1. So I'm going to take one of these 12 by 12 wood planks from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. And then I took this stencil that I got last year from Amazon. I taped off all the areas that I did not want to use. And then I'm taking my Waverly chalk paint in the color crimson and I'm just going to pounce my brush all the way around the open areas to get my image through. Once I am done, I am just going to remove my stencil here in just a moment. Yeah, there we go. And then I washed off my stencil and I laid it back down and added some more of the detailed line on the bottom that I wanted to include. And then after that, I went and washed off my stencil again. And then once my paint was all dry, I took some of this beautiful ribbon. I don't know where I got this. I think I got this last year and I don't remember where I got it, but I cut a strip down to go across the top part of my sign and I'm just going to hot glue each end into place just like you see. And then I don't know why I'm showing you all this, you guys. Anyways, I'm going to cut another piece of that same ribbon and I'm going to go around it on the verticals end. I don't know. Anyways, up and down. So the opposite way of the first one. And I'm just going to glue that in place as well. And I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking of trying to make it look like it connected, but then I thought, well, I'm not going to go all the way around it anyway, so it didn't really matter. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm going to make a bow. I'm going to just do the awareness ribbon by doing the awareness ribbon and then scrunching it up in the middle and then taking some twine to hold that in place. And once I tie a knot there, I'm going to take my ends of my ribbons and I'm going to dovetail them. And the way you do that is you fold them in half and cut at an angle. And I did not show that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to take another piece of ribbon. I'm sorry. I don't know the length. I did not measure it. I just kind of eyed it. Glued the ends together and then I'm going to scrunch up the middle. And I should have, before I tied my knot around the first one, I should have just wait until I added this one, but I just added another piece of jute string there and I just added them together and then I'm going to glue this right where the ribbons connect on my sign. Then I took some of the cedar picks. I think I got these from Amazon last year. I'm going to hot glue 2 pieces down on this side and then I'm going to take 2 more pieces and glue them going downward. And then I took some little berries and I'm cutting the little stems off of them. And I'm just going to hot glue them all the way around my cedar picks. And then after I have them all glued on, then I'm going to take some and glue them over the twine on the bow so that you don't see it. And then I'm going to add my hanger back into those little hanger holes. I should have done this before I added all the greenery and stuff. It would have been a little easier, but I just put some tape on the ends of my twine there and then just bring it through the holes that were already there. Then tie knots on the back, get the size that I want, and then tie knots on the other end. And that's all there was for that part. Then at the next day, I decided, you know what? This is kind of more of a rustic video. I want to make this look a little more rustic. So I took a paper towel with my Waverly Antique Wax and I'm just going to go all the way around the sides and just kind of distress it a little bit. And there we go. I love this. I think it came out beautiful. It took me forever to figure out what to do, but I hope you liked it too. You have to let me know in the comment box below. Oh, I hope you guys are enjoying these Christmas DIYs. I know it seems early, and for me, I'm still, well, today we're supposed to be in the 90s. I am so ready for some cooler weather, but you know what? Christmas is coming. It's going to cool down, and then I'm going to be complaining that it's too cold. I can't be happy. I am happy, but you know what I mean. But anyways, I always like to take this moment to thank all of you guys. You guys are the best and you mean the world to me. And I appreciate each one of you who come every video and watch and comment and like, even if you don't comment and you still come back every week and watch. I do really appreciate all of you guys. So thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart. But if you are new and if you do enjoy home decor on a budget, as well as today's video, then hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. I would truly appreciate it, and it means the world to me. So with all of that, let's continue on with the video. Okay, DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to take these MDF trees. I do not remember where I got these. I thought it was Amazon. I looked through my orders and couldn't find it, but I am going to paint them with Waverly chalk paint in the color white. You can always use the trees from Dollar Tree if you want to do something like this. But I'm just going to, once it was dry, I'm going to go over it with some Mod Podge, and then I'm going to let it dry. And then after it was dry, I'm going to take this gorgeous rice paper picture that Kathy Jo sent me. She got it from decoupagenapkin.com. It is beautiful. I just love it. And I took some water, dipped my paintbrush in it, and I wet down the sides so that I could kind of tear the edges a little bit to just give it a little bit cleaner edge, I guess you could say, so it's not so straight. Anyways, I had a viewer ask if I could do some Christmas red trucks. So when she said that, I'm like, yes, because I remembered Kathy Jo sent me this picture and I was so excited to be able to use this. But I laid it on my trees once I had all the edges torn, and then of course I'm covering it with my parchment paper to protect that picture, and then I'm going to go over it with my heat press to reactivate the Mod Podge so that way my picture sticks to my trees. After I'm all done, I'm just going to go over it again with some more Mod Podge, and when I do this, I'm trying not to get any open areas. I'm just trying to add the Mod Podge to the areas that's over the trees. And I'll tell you why I do that here in a moment, but once I have it all covered, I do let it dry. I let that Mod Podge dry. And then I'm going to take my finger sander and I'm going to go all the way around the edges of those trees and sand off the extra paper there. And it was kind of hard to do at first because of the little edges of the trees, but it actually kind of helped break apart that paper. But anyways, it made it a little harder, but I'm doing the burn technique here with my lighter. That's why I did not want the Mod Podge on that area, because it will only burn up to where the Mod Podge is and then it will stop. So I did that on both middles, and then I took this little finger file to kind of get the excess off. And then I am going to take some mineral chalk paint by Waverly. I'm going to paint over the top part of that tree because it was white and it didn't really match the scenery. So I kind of wanted to blend a little bit better. But this wasn't really matching either. So I was like, okay, I don't really like that color. So then I got my elephant out by Waverly. And I started just lightly dabbing that over the mineral. And I think it looks really good together. I think it really blended well with the rest of the scene. So I'm just going to go over all of that mineral that I added. And the mineral was still wet, and I didn't wash my paintbrush either. I just kind of wanted it to blend all together. And then, because I felt like the elephant would have been too dark by itself, and the mineral actually was too light by itself. So, and then I'm just going to take some of that elephant and just kind of go around the edges of the tree, of all the trees with it, and just kind of do a little bit of distressing and just kind of bring this picture to life a little bit. And then, yeah, I should be done here in just a moment. I don't know why I showed you all of this, but I am. And yeah, anyways. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I have to tell you, you guys, this was the only one that I knew that I wanted to do for this video. And I'm still struggling trying to come up with ideas. And I don't know what is wrong with me. I love Christmas and I love doing DIYs, but I'm just like, I guess it's the heat and I'm just not quite prepared yet, but I'm getting there. I'm slowly getting there. So I am taking my snow tech. I got this from Hobby Lobby. You can also find it on Amazon, although I found that Hobby Lobby was cheaper. So I'm just going to use a brush here, and don't worry, this is an old brush, and I dip it in my snow tech and just kind of go over. I'm going over the bottom part of the tree where it looks like there's snow, and then I'm also going to go over the top of the truck wherever there's like snow piled. I'm just going to add some of that to it, that snow tech to it, just to kind of bring a little more dimension to it. And yeah, I think I even put a little bit over the tree that's in the back of the truck, although a lot of the tree got burnt off. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm going to glue 4 pieces of tumbling tower blocks together end by end, and then I'm going to paint them white, and then I'm going to use my Tight Bond Quick and Thick. Oh no, what is it? I was corrected. It's not multi-purpose glue. It is multi-surface glue. So now I have to remember and change my wording. But anyways, I use that and hot glue to attach um, the tumbling tower blocks to the back so it will stand up. And there it is. I really like it. I kind of wish I would have done some different trees so I didn't cut out so much of the tree that was in the back of that, but I just loved how that turned out. Yep, let me know what you think about that one as well. Okay, celebration of your recreations, and Kathy made these cute pieces. Oh, that snowman is adorable. Thank you, Kathy. And then we have Lynn, who made this pretty busted canvas. Great job, Lynn. I love it. And then we have these lovely pieces that Lori has been making. She's been making up a whole bunch of stuff. I love them all. Thank you, ladies. And if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 3. Okay, so I'm going to do another truck. So I had this in my stash. I removed those pit berries. I'm using my heat gun here to remove all of the glitter. And then I'm just using my little Cricut spatula there to remove it all. And this does create a mess, so beware if you recreate this or if you do the same thing. But once I had that mess all cleaned up, I painted that truck again with my crimson. You're probably saying, well, why? It's already red. I liked this red better than the other red. And then I took that tree off and painted it with Folk Arts Antique Green. I also decided, as I was painting, I got another idea. So I painted a big white spot in the middle of my truck here, and then I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge and let it dry. After it dried, I took this napkin. I got this a couple of years ago, I think, from Hobby Lobby. I cut out all the pieces that I wanted to use. I'm just going to remove the back plies there, and then I'm going to lay these all out where I want them. And it took me a little bit to get it all to fit, because that's what the whole reason why I kind of cut them out in pieces, was so that I could get this all to fit. And in fact, you'll see at the bottom, it is kind of hard to see the word Christmas tree, but you know, it still works, I think. So once I had it all laid out, I do my usual, where I put my parchment paper over it to protect the napkins, and then use my heat press. I love doing it this way because you really don't get any wrinkles and bubbles, and I just love doing this method. So once I was done with that, I am again going to cover it again with the Mod Podge to protect those napkin pieces and let it dry. And then I took some of these bamboo sticks that I get from Amazon. They are in my Amazon store if you're interested. I'm going to measure them, mark them with my pencil, cut them down so that they all fit to make kind of a frame. And then I'm just going to go over all of them with my antique wax. And I'm going to glue them all in place. And as I'm gluing them in place, I guess I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I didn't realize I showed you so much painting. You know what? This is because I was watching the Santa Claus movies with my grandkids while I was editing. So that's the excuse I'll give. But anyways, I'm going to glue them all in place with my Tite Bond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue. And then after I had them in place, I thought, you know what? I want to do something else. So I cut down some more pieces of this stick and painted them with that antique wax again. And then I'm using my square ruler here and measuring and just making sure they're all lined up evenly. I'm going to use my Tite Bond glue again, and I'm going to glue these little pieces to the back of my truck. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to add some glue to the tops of those and to the edge of a longer one, and I'm going to put it on the top just like that, so it makes it look like a railing on the back of my truck. I just thought that was so cute. Anyways, I'm marking here where the tree is going to go, and then I'm going to use my Tite Bond glue and I don't think I used hot glue. Maybe I did. I think, you know what, I think I did end up this came off because I didn't give it time to wait, and I think I added some hot glue so I can continue working. I took some of this removable Christmas vinyl that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I trimmed it down, and then I added my Tite Bond glue because this is not permanent stickiness, so I wanted to add some extra glue. And I'm going to add my vinyl right to the bottom part of my round. I had to add a little strip there, so I got it to match as best as I could. And then I started to use a paper towel with my antique wax. I'm like, this is not going to work very well. So I just took a brush instead, wiped on all that wax, and then I'm going to use my paper towel to wipe off all the excess. And there I am wiping off the excess. There was a lot there because yeah, I poured some out, and I poured out too much, of course. I don't know when I will learn not to pour things out, because every time I do, I always get too much and then I regret it. So one of these days I'll learn my lesson. I'm going to take my Tite Bond glue and hot glue, and this is just because I wanted to continue working. I didn't want to wait 10 minutes, which really isn't that long to wait, but yeah. I'm just going to glue that in place above where the paper is there, the vinyl, I should say. Then I use my Big Mouth Crocodile to make a hole for a hanger. I am going to take some twine and tie a knot on the ends, and then I'm going to trim off that knot a little bit, or the legs, and then I'm going to take the folded end and I'm going to string that through the hole, just like you see, and then I'm going to take the folded part and go through the knotted part and then pull tightly, and then bring those legs back behind my sign, and I'm going to use some hot glue just to kind of tack them down. And then after that, what do? I forget. Oh, I took some more of that Snow Tech, and I'm going to go ahead and put some snow all around the edge of the tree and on top of the truck, wherever you might have snow landing. Then I took, of course, my lovely and wonderful jute ribbon that I absolutely love. I get this from Amazon. It is in my Amazon store if you're interested. I use this all the time and I love it. And normally I would not use it for Christmas DIYs, but I just was really feeling more rustic than Christmas, I think. And so I decided to go ahead and add that around my round. And maybe it was because I didn't want to go out to my garage and dig through all my Christmas totes to find my ribbon too. Anyways, here it is. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. And should I have put like Merry Christmas on the top? I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to add some wording, and I ended up not doing anything. Let me know what you think in the comment box, if I should have added it or not. So I have this sign from Hobby Lobby. It was, what did that say, $2.49? It was 50% off, so basically $1.25. So if you have a Hobby Lobby, don't forget to shop there, because you can still get things that are really reasonable priced, close to Dollar Tree prices, but better quality. So as you saw, I just used my antique wax to do a little distressing. I'm using this paper that came from this paper pack from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to trace out this little tree. Now this little tree, this wood tree, I believe I got with a pack of trees from Amazon last year. They had like 3 different sizes, I think 2 sets of 3 different sizes. And so I'm just going to take this. I traced out that paper and cut it out, and then I'm going to add some Mod Podge to the front, add my my paper to the top, and of course doing my heat press. Now, if you don't have a heat press, you can use an iron if you want to do this method. You just don't want it on steam. And then I had a little piece missing on the bottom, and I just grabbed some of that paper, matched it up, and then added it to the little bottom there, and then just, you know, used my heat press again. Then I took some of these half beads. Don't ask me what size they are. I don't know, but they were in my stash. I know they came from Amazon. I went over all of them with some antique wax. This is my favorite way to paint those. Just put them on some painter's tape and holds them down. Then once they were all dry, I'm going to take my Titebond glue here, and I'm going to glue them all around my sign. This is very rustic. In fact, I asked my grandson, I said, does this even really look Christmassy to you? And he's like, yeah, now leave me alone. Oh, kids, boys especially. Anyways, I'm taking my antique wax, and I am distressing around the tree, and then I'm going to use my Titebond glue again, and I'm going to glue that tree in place. I did notice it was trying to pop up some, so I just added some heavy paint bottles to it so that it for about 10 minutes till it's set. And then I'm just going to add a little bow. I just made a shoestring bow. And then I took some tumbling tower blocks, glued them together, used my Titebond and hot glue to make a stand for my sign. And this is all I did to it. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I was just having a heck of a time coming up with ideas and what I wanted to make. But I promise I will get over it. It's still that crafter's block, I think, from this last video, but I feel like it's coming back. It's slowly coming back. So I should be good for the next video, right? Anyways, here is your final reveal. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will be back again on Thursday. Oh yeah, with a fun little collaboration with some sweet friends of mine. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And with all that being said, have a blessed week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.